All right, here we are. All right. Looks like it's we need to get this thing moving along. Let's Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Diaz, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Ready to begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yes. Every song, K sounds go rolling. That's the Marines.
What's yours? Did you not have one?
Give me another beer.
All right, never mind. All right, we're going to move on here. Public announcements. For those of you who don't know, can't imagine you don't know unless you're living in a vacuum. Come Saturday, we're going to have the Cave Creek Rodeo Days Parade, followed by mutton busting over at Outlaw Annie's, which is always fun to watch little kids trying to hang on to a sheep when it doesn't want to be ridden. The following weekend, of course, is the rodeo, and we expect everybody to come out, get your tickets early, and come out and have a good time. All you folks that are in here who don't know this, good grief, we got a light schedule tonight. Anything else from? All right, moving along. Have a proclamation here, and let's see if I can get through this. It seems that there's an organization in this country that's having a birthday, and we want to go ahead and recognize that. It's recognizing the 242nd birthday of the United States Army, whereas on June 14th, 1775, the Second Continental Congress, representing the citizens of 13 American colonies, authorized the establishment of the Continental Army, whereas the collective expression of the pursuit of personal freedom that caused the authorization and organization of the United States Army led to the adoption of the Declaration of Independence and the codification of the new nation's basic principles and values in the Constitution. Whereas for the past 242 years, the Army's central mission has been to fight and win the nation's wars, whereas the motto of duty, honor, country is the creed by which the American soldier lives and serves, whereas no matter what the cause, location, or magnitude of future conflicts, the nation can rely on its Army to produce well-trained, well-led, and highly motivated soldiers to carry out the missions entrusted to them. Whereas the members of the town of Cave Creek have proudly served and made the ultimate sacrifice for our nation's freedoms while serving in the United States Army and other branches of our nation's military. Now therefore be it resolved by the town of Cave Creek. The town of Cave Creek recognizes the historic significance of the 242nd anniversary of the United States Army, calls upon the town of Cave Creek to issue a proclamation expressing appreciation of the people of the town of Cave Creek, the United States Army, and to the soldiers who have served it for 242 years of dedicated service. And someone has added a number 2 on here, which I'll go ahead and in addition to the town of Cave Creek honoring the nation's flag and its celebratory date of June 14th, 2017, the United States flag will also fly to honor the Army's 242nd birthday. And all I have to do is sign this and it's done, but we just wanted y'all to know what was going on like that. And
I think we have to honor all of our service people. They've put their lives on the line.
Yep.
Since it's the Army's birthday, I'll be at the Mountainside Pub, and you're all welcome to buy me a beer in celebration of the Scala event. I'll proudly accept.
That is a Wednesday. You're not having to work on Thursday now, are you?
No.
And Ron, you have to drink every one.
Oh, well, I'll see what I can do.
And I guess, okay.
It'll be like Mardi Gras.
All right, so we're moving right along. Let me get back to where we belong here. All right, call to the public. Nobody filled out a form. That's really good. Council request.
I feel like I'm on Twilight Zone right now.
Yeah, we should do this more often.
Yeah.
Council request for future agenda items. Town manager report.
Mayor and Council, one quick. We have Liberty Utilities, third. Folks interested in Desert Hills, they're coming out this week, taking a look. We've had a preliminary meeting with them. My discussion was that the council would appoint, or the mayor would appoint a committee, myself, a couple of staff members, a couple of councilors to meet with them. EPCOR and the City of Phoenix have expressed interest, so I'd like to get that started. So as soon as the mayor gives me names, I'm going to try to organize that, get that going.
On this one, I think the experience is very important. I would like to say that myself, Vice Mayor Silva, and Councilman Smith would be a three people to be involved in this.
But not a committee.
But not a committee.
Group. It's a group.
It's three, so we stay below the threshold.
It's a group, yeah.
That's a group. Yeah, we're just going to look over manager's shoulder and make sure he's doing the right thing. Kick him if he says something. Kick him if he shows his cards early.
There you go. And next thing is we start, Robert Wellington, the finance director, set up meetings, I believe, for next week. We're going to start going over the departmental budgets with folks. So we'll start that. Thank you.
All right. Moving on to the consent agenda, approval of the February 21st, 2017 regular council meeting minutes.
So moved.
Second.
All right, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes clearly have it. General agenda items, number 1, council discussion recommendation of approval of the Arizona Department of Liquor License Control of a number 6 bar liquor license for Outlaw Annie's as requested by their agent, Pete Spittler. Carrie?
Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of the council, a copy of the application has been posted along with the notice at the property and for the 20-day required period. We've received no comments in favor of or opposed to the number 6 bar liquor license. They're operating under an interim license, and should you recommend approval, this will go down to the state, and within a matter of a couple of weeks, they should have their license approved by the state and sent to them. So.
All right. Any questions from council? Oh. Vice Mayor Silva.
I assume this is just the transference of the license from the current owner to the prospective new owner, or should I say new owner?
Prospective new owner. We have not closed as of
okay.
yet.
Okay. No.
That's exactly correct.
Okay.
And Mayor, Vice Mayor, if I could just add to that, anytime whether you own the property or you're just running the business, you have to have the license in your name
Right.
and assigned to a specific property.
Okay.
So you can do a person transfer and a location transfer. There's 2 different options. And it's with the same location, so he's just doing a person transfer.
Does this transference of the license have any date in it that it expires, or does it go on in perpetuity until somebody comes in to change it again?
Mayor, Vice Mayor, from the town's perspective, we have 60 days to review it and get a decision to recommend to the state. Once the state approves it, if there are violations or other issues the state has with it, with their investigators, that's subject to state issues. But as far as the town is concerned, once it's you make your recommendation, then it goes to the state, and as long as it's the same owner and the same location, and there are no problems, it should stay in perpetuity.
Okay.
Any other questions? Public comment? Doesn't look like there's anybody. We're back to council. We have a motion?
I will do it.
Okay. Councilwoman Wright?
Motion to recommend approval of a number 6 bar liquor license for Outlaw Annie's located at 6705 East Cave Creek Road, Cave Creek, as required by their agent, Peter Spittler.
Second.
All right. Any comments?
Just one.
Okay.
There won't be any violations because they wouldn't even let me take my water out of the area on Saturday. In a water bottle. Okay.
They were pretty good at the security.
Well, that is good. All right. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes clearly have it. 6-0.
Thank you very much.
Good luck, Mr.
Appreciate your
Spittler.
support.
All right, number 2, council discussion authorization to expend funds to Gonzalez Asphalt in the amount not to exceed $417,154.35 for complete rehabilitation of both shoulders of Fleming Springs Road, followed by a 1.5-inch asphalt overlay of the entire 1.76-mile roadway length within the town of Cave Creek. I think you probably get to present to us.
I shall. Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, council members. Dave Peterson, Town Engineer. Just wanted to very briefly run through our, between the length along Fleming Springs, just under 3/4 of a mile, 0.73 miles, running northeast from Spurcross up to Schoolhouse, continuing on another 1.03 miles for a total length of 1.76 miles. That's what we're proposing to rehabilitate shoulders and then do an 1.5-inch asphalt overlay on this roadway. Back in June of 2014, the town retained Applied Pavement Technology to develop a pavement management program for the town. If you look through their report, their executive summary, the tables, Fleming Springs, the 3 sections presented here are top priority of work needing to be done. Of our 5 major roadways, again, Fleming Springs, is at the top of the list as far as poorest pavement condition index, etc. So similar to what we did last year, pavement along Cave Creek Road in conjunction with bigger projects, we put this work out to bid. Received bids from Gonzalez Asphalt, Cactus Asphalt, Sunland Asphalt. The bids actually came in cheaper than the price that was put back into our 2014 pavement management program as far as anticipated dollar per square foot. They were looking at $1 per square foot. We came in around 88 cents per square foot. So very favorable pricing from 2 of the 3 bidders. The highest bidder in this case, Cactus Asphalt, had done work along Cave Creek Road last year. My guess is they're just a little bit busier than they were a year ago, so their price reflects that. Again, out of all town roads, we do have 8.5 million square feet of paved surface. We're looking at rehabilitating around just a little over 3% of that roadway. Big point to note here is 81% of this money is coming from the Highway User Revenue Fund, or HERF. The town will be kicking in the remaining 19%. We did budget for this work a year ago, so no surprises. It's just work that has been proposed, based on condition inventory 3 years ago. It's work that we proposed a year ago and work we asked council for money to go ahead and complete.
Any question from council?
Yes.
I looked right first. Vice Mayor Silva?
I tried to look you up today to get these questions answered so I wouldn't have to take everybody's time, but since this is the last item on the agenda.
I think we have the same question.
Well, my first question was, has Gonzalez ever done work in the town before?
They have done a lot of our work. We have used them for several years. They do nothing but good work. They're punctual. They're ahead of the game. They're on schedule. We've had no complaints. We like their work. We like their pricing.
Okay.
We gave them an opportunity at work on a bigger scale than they've done with the town, but they have done similar size work elsewhere in Phoenix, and we've heard good things about them.
Second question is, were you planning on putting the reflectors on the street in the center?
Oh, yeah, we're replacing like for like up on Fleming Springs.
Okay. The only reason I bring it up is in Gonzalez's bid, I just saw the restriping, but not the reflectors, which were inclusive in the other 2 bids. So I didn't know if they had it in here and just not detailed it out. But
I'm sure it's not detailed out, but yes, that's part of any.
And then this last one is just for my own. I tried to reconcile the Sunland asphalt bid, and because they had options for different things, and I gave up trying to figure out how you came up to the $419,000. Which components you
They
used?
had options in for
Schoolhouse and
for Schoolhouse
Fleming
and for
Springs.
doing a mill and overlay and
Yeah.
just a tack seal and overlay, as well as shoulder work.
Okay, but obviously you went over these. And
Yes.
The 419 then is an apple-to-apple comparison where you plucked out the appropriate items to
Correct.
correspond to the other two bids.
Right.
That's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Go ahead, I have a question too, so.
Actually, he beat you to it, so I'll come back to you. Councilman McGuire?
I would never beat a woman.
Well, let's say it.
David, there was a study done a number of years ago about the roads and the work that was needed on the roads.
Yeah, not even 3 years ago.
Okay. And was that study utilized in this project?
Yes, absolutely. We're going off of, if you go back to, well, page 32 of, about a 100-page document, table 10, recommended maintenance and rehabilitation. That's broken down by asphalt roads, by chip sealed roads, and the 3 sections on Fleming Springs Road are, by far the worst pavement condition
Great.
of many roads looked at.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Clancy?
Yeah, my question is, on the bid from Gonzalez, all I saw was Fleming Springs, or Fleming Road, Shoulder, and Fleming Road. And on the next bid, it's got Schoolhouse and Fleming, and then another section of Fleming. So
In this case,
they are doing Schoolhouse?
no, this is Fleming Springs Road only. 1.76 miles of Fleming
Then-
Springs Road.
Where does the Schoolhouse come in on the other one at Sunland? 'Cause-
That's not part of this package.
But he bid on it.
Correct.
But then he's less to do Schoolhouse and some of the others than just doing Fleming? I guess that's what I'm trying to understand.
Oh, if that were the case, I would suspect his bid would go up if it were a smaller scope of work.
Well, but he's got Schoolhouse Road in here, right? For 286. Then he's got 2 different areas within Fleming Road.
Correct. Yeah, these were bids that were requested, by myself and also by, Tyler Thurman, our Public Works supervisor. It really comes down to, dollars per square foot for preparation and then overlay. And in this case, he provided those bids. In this case, for, tonight's meeting, we're looking at only Fleming Springs Road.
Okay, so then when we talked at the beginning, I must have missed something. When we talked at the beginning and we were looking at the map, didn't you say that was taking place 1.7 miles and it started on the other side of Schoolhouse, I thought? What did you say?
We're starting
Across.
at the west end of Fleming Springs Road, going northeast, about 3/4 of a mile to Schoolhouse, to that intersection.
Okay.
Then continuing along Fleming Springs, another 1.03 miles
So you're going
to the
spur
northeast.
cross, cutting over where Schoolhouse is and continuing up is what you're doing. All of a sudden you're lost. Well, no, I understand, but
Oh.
now I think Schoolhouse is way up there at the intersection of the 4-way stop. is
Right,
what
we're
you're
going
saying.
from Spur Cross and Fleming Springs, northeast, 3/4 of a mile
Then you cut
to
over to
Schoolhouse and continuing on to town limits right
Okay.
here. For a total of 1 3/4 miles.
Okay. It was just confusing when I read it at home and seeing 3 different bids, same thing that I went through, so.
Councilwoman Wright?
Yes, Dave, I pulled all that pavement management program off the internet, and it's quite impressive. And just for my own learning and to know when, for example, we're going to do Schoolhouse, they use a pavement condition index. And is that what you are used to using, that type of number where zeros
Yes,
failed? Okay.
Yep, Table 10 has a summary of
Yes.
PCIs, yes.
And so do you still go by above 60 is where you just kind of do preventive maintenance on a road? It's just fixing cracks and patching? Is that still?
That's, the methodology they use, a scale, 0 being absolute worst to
Worst,
100, a perfect road.
Perfect.
If you look through, they come up with our average PCI, and they also recommend spending $500,000 to $600,000 per year total
On.
just to maintain our
Yeah.
current average PCI.
Yes. Which, okay, so that's
We don't have that kind of money,
money.
so.
Okay, that's where I was
Right.
going, okay. Then if, say, right here, for example, Fleming Springs is below 60, so that means it needs major rehab, just like we're doing, am I correct?
That's correct. Yep,
Then-
Fleming Springs, we're at 30, 40,
Yeah, 30,
42, and 44.
Repair and the
Yeah.
overlay. Then right below it, and much lower below it, is, first is Schoolhouse, and then Spur Cross, and all of these are minor collector streets, and it looks like, from the naked eye, that Schoolhouse and Spur Cross look in worse condition than Fleming Springs, but they all have low scores. So would Schoolhouse on this list be next? Is that what that's
Yes,
telling me?
that's what
Okay.
we're looking for. The primary roads, quoting the consultant here, Cave Creek Road, of course, Carefree Highway, Schoolhouse, Spur Cross, and Fleming Springs are
Got it.
5 primaries, so this
And
is...
that's all in 2017, and then 2018 would be Spur Cross, correct, on page 32?
Correct.
So would it be
If
at
we
the
could...
bottom of the list as it is here, or is this in any order on 2018?
And I wrote that down.
The Spur Cross is
Well,
right at the
okay,
end.
2018, they break roads down into chip seal road and then AC asphaltic, basically asphalt.
Why would you do it?
Got it.
Chip seal roads we can do for, an awful lot less than
Less, okay, so that's a key.
asphalt overlay, yes.
Thank you for the education.
Councilman Smith?
I just have one question. I've noticed that in most cases where resurfacing is done, the cracks are filled first. Is that going to take place on this road? Or is the thickness of the overlay going to be thick enough so that filling the cracks will be unnecessary?
There's a tack seal that goes down first. If you look through, they call it SS1H, which is a slow settling emulsion, will basically serve as a crack seal before the overlay paving.
Good. I should have known that, I'm sure.
Yes, you should.
No, it's,
When are you working maintenance on road?
So now we're down to me. Is it 88 cents because petroleum products are cheaper now than they were 3 years ago?
it's a little bit. I'm sure they were a little bit on the high side in their dollar per square foot. But that's the fact that we have 2 bids that close to each other. We're comfortable with it.
Yeah. I see you moving the microphone over in front of you. Have you got something to say, Town Manager?
No, Gonzales, we usually do a lot of small projects. I think this is a large project for them, for us. And I don't say they're buying the contract a little bit, but I think, they're thinking in the future that we have a lot going on. They want to be more competitive.
So they might be 92 cents next time around?
Correct.
Okay.
So that's part of it.
We have, actually, did I allow that on this one? No. We're just going to go ahead and spend money, maybe. We have a motion?
I will, yeah.
Councilwoman Wright?
I move to authorize the expenditure of the funds to Gonzales Asphalt in the amount not to exceed $417,154.35 for complete rehabilitation of 1.76 miles of roadway on Fleming Springs Road within the town of Cave Creek.
Second.
All right. Comments?
Needs to be done.
All right. Carrie, the roll, please.
Councilman McGuire?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wright?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Silva?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Councilwoman Clancy?
Yes.
Mayor Bunch?
Yes, by a vote of 6-0, the motion carries. Let's get that road fixed up. And that brings us to the conclusion of this meeting tonight.
So
Do we
moved.
have? All right, so all in favor? We're gone.
Wow,
Ernie, is this a new?
that is,
Well, when you got one this small, it happens.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. I got it. Oh, that's what I was afraid of.
Carrie?
I mean, he's not going to put